Hey guys, I hope you're doing great today. Last week, Liz talked about how to deal when life goes sideways. And I think we can all agree that life has gone sideways quite a few times this year, right? 2020 hit, we're like, yeah, 2020. Life has gone sideways in so many ways. But life historically always goes sideways, and God is sovereign. God is in control always when life goes sideways. How do we deal with that? We have to hold on to the promise that God is in control. But there's something else that happens, and it's another way life can go sideways. And you guys are all in middle school. You've probably heard the word peer pressure. And you may have just rolled your eyes so deep back into your head like, Aaron, my mom talks to me about peer pressure all the time. Some of you might be saying, I've never heard of this before, and that's okay. Peer pressure is a word that gets tossed around a lot. It actually means when you face pressure from a peer group, hence the word peer pressure. The actual definition is social pressure by members of one peers group, so your friend group, people your age, people you're friends with, to take a certain action and adopt certain values or otherwise conform to be accepted. Basically, it's the pressure to do something because if you don't feel as if you will matter, you will be accepted by your friends, you won't be cool enough. Peer pressure to do something, to adopt certain values. I remember when I was in 7th grade, I was short and stocky, and I was not good at many sports. Like, I was not good at basketball, I was not good at soccer. But all my friends pressured me to play football. They pushed me, and I did it, and I loved it. I would say that is positive peer pressure. Positive push to do something that betters myself, right? Telling your friends to come to church with you, that's positive peer pressure. Telling your friends, hey, maybe you shouldn't eat 7 McDoubles because you're going to throw up. That's positive peer pressure. But there's also negative peer pressure. And at the same time that I was being pushed positively to adopt certain values, to join the football team, I remember me receiving negative feedback. And some of you, I remember when I was in 7th grade also, the same group of friends, even though they pushed me to play football, they were also pushing me to smoke with them after practice. They were pushing me to say and talk in ways that I just didn't feel as if was honoring to God. They were pushing me to really do and think a lot of things that I just knew that weren't right. And some things I gave into. Some things I was able to stand my ground on. But what I really realized through all of this is I was always looking for the how to combat this instead of the why. What do you mean? Okay, we always want the quick fix. Well, how do I say no? How do I walk away? How do I do this? And I'm telling you, you won't be able to say how until you ask yourself why. Why are you saying no? Are you saying no because you feel like if I do this, my parents are gonna be mad at me? Are you saying no because, well, maybe I won't get into heaven if I do these things? And both those things are not the right question, not the right reason to do things. The real why is because you are going to stand firm in your morals, stand firm in your faith, because that's what God has told you to do, because your love for him. God doesn't just have a list of rules that you have to follow because he just wants a bunch of robots out on the earth. No, God says, Jesus says, a new commandment I give you. Love one another, but you are my friends, and if you do what I command you, you are showing love to me. If you love me, follow my commands. If you love me, do what I say. And Jesus isn't saying, do what I say so you can just boss you around. He's saying, do what I say because I know what's best for you. So when you're faced with a situation where you probably need to say no, where you're getting combated with a situation where you should say, you know what, I can't do this. Ask yourself why. Are you wanting to say no because you're worried what people are going to think about you? Or are you wanting to say no because you know it's what Jesus wants for you? Because Jesus says, follow my commandments, because if you love me, you'll do this. If you love me, because I love you, and just as I have loved you, you need to love me. If you love me, follow my commandments. And then when we get to answer the why question, why are we doing this? It's easier to answer the how, because you know your reasoning behind what you're doing. Your why is, I love Jesus. I want to follow the commands the best I can. And if I mess up, it's okay. He still loves you. But I'm going to do my best to not fall into these things. I'm going to do my best to follow Jesus. I'm going to do my best to love him. And then the how comes easy. Because, maybe not easy, actually. That's probably not true. But it becomes easier. 1 Corinthians 16:13 says, be on guard, stand firm in the faith, and be courageous, strong people. Be on guard. Get to know the God you love. Guard your heart. Read the scriptures. Get to know him, because it's easy. It's easier, and I'll keep saying easy. It's easier to follow the God you know than the God you don't know. So know God. Be on guard. Protect your heart. Get to know him. Stand firm. I'm saying you need to have a strong community of believers. You have to have a strong community of friends. You have your Fuse group. You guys need to become tight. You need to be keeping each other accountable. You need to be there for each other. A community of believers that holds each other up in your faith. And then be courageous. My strong people. Don't be afraid to walk away. Don't be afraid when things come to you that you just really don't know what to do with. Don't be afraid to step away and walk away. And sometimes that is the only and best thing you can do. So here's my challenge for you today. When the pressure gets hot, I want you to look within and ask yourself, are you saying no because you feel as if you have to? Or are you saying no because you love Jesus more than what you are being pressured to do? Love Jesus. That's the why. The how comes after.